Hi Cricketeers, it's Roxanne here from Rox's Cards and Crafts, admin of Cricket Expression Group and Cricket Connect. So what am I doing? I'm making some stencils. So my desk is a mess. I recently uploaded a card because I'm just getting into, not just getting into, but as I have been crafting for many years, I have a build up of supplies. So I suppose it's just rotating my inks. And someone said on the group, yep, how do you make the stencils? I thought, great question. So let's get rid of this little label that I've given you there so you know what I'm doing. I've actually just gone into Access, so Images, and I've just put in flowers. I'm really going to try and make this. And you know what? You can make anything, so don't just go for the black ones. All right, go for anything. Sort of like silhouette work. I'll show you what I'm going to do. So, you know, this one, and I'll show you what to do with the layers if it has any. Nice and easy. Let's do this one. Anything that you know will achieve what I'm going to show you. So let's just add those to the canvas. And that's what I did with all these. Now these ones that I've added to the canvas, I'll come in as a group, just click off. Now let's take this one. I've already got that one there. I've already got that one there. I don't have this little guy. And he's, if you look over here to your right, he's just one thing, so you can just go and change his color to black. Can be any color, but let's just make it black so they all cut on the same thing. Now this guy here, if you look over to the right, he has 3 layers. What I want you to do is go into, well, you could do 1 or 2 things actually. You could, while they're all grouped and still grouped, just go down to weld, and it'll come in like this, and then we're going to change the color to black. All right. Another thing you can do is go to, we could do the same thing there, obviously that seems faster, or you can go to contour, hide all contours, and that will leave your shadow. And I'm going to turn that to black. Or turn it to whatever color you want it in bunches, so you know you've cut them. So what we do next is, I do have some templates. All right, I'm going to pick this one. So this is a card with a template, and I'm going to ink around, so that's like a mask. So what I'll be left with anything that shines through that oval shape. So I cut this out of my Mylar or your old x-rays. So I have that up, and that's what I can do with resizing. Got a lot going on, haven't I? Let's put it down now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put a few different going to bring that to the front. Just a few different grasses. And they're in black because what I use my stencils for is to actually stamp using a finger dauber with black VersaFine clear ink. Rather than spending money on buying all the stamps, which you will only get one size. So what I mean by that is, I've done a bunny rabbit, up here, and I've brought it in and made it in different sizes. Now the stencil, now this is all busy, but this will fit a 4x6 card or a 3.75 by 5.75 card topper. And I've inked all that with different colours. Come on to the group if you want to find out what I mean by that. I've done a few hills and whatnot, and then I put a tree. I don't even know if that tree is still in here. It may or may not be. Cattail. What's that one? Cattail. What's that? Alright, so that's one of them. Yep. So there's some trees. So this is how I've sized them. Because I've done some hills, I want those trees there to look like they're in the horizon. So I've gone ahead and made myself all sorts of stencils. And it's so much more versatile than buying stamps. So yeah, so the rabbit. All right, so I've got the rabbit. I think I've got some hills there, and I've got this tree, and then I put a rabbit down there, but he's actually looking the other way. Now, rather than flip it, well, you're using Mylar, all you have to do is just flip it and use the reverse side. You can, if you want, duplicate that and flip it. No point. Alright, I did do that on one of my stencils, I think. Yep, so all these trees have been flipped, and then I realised, oh, just turn it around. The only drawback with just turning it around is you have to clean it. So having different images going in different directions, you can just move it around. So that's going to be your Mylar with the pieces cut out of it. So that is an advantage as well, and it's not going to take much just to mirror them, right, and put them on. So yep, there's your resizing. I mean, I love this. Is quite a nice. This is quite a nice fern. I mean, he could be the center. You know, you could have a beach theme. You know, sand down the bottom with your blending of your oxides. You can maybe go in and get an image of a beach chair. I know what type I'm looking for. Even that's nice, but I just want a simple, you know, those wooden beach chairs. Oh, I know there's one. Beach chair, beach chair. Okay, make a liar out of me. Look, even if you go and have a look on the web for a beach chair, I'm looking for the wooden ones. And oh, look at that. Make a nice stencil. I'll show you that. That was a bargain. So you could have that as your stencil. Look at that. Done. Like it. Bit to the side. Right. So all you need to do next, let's take this one for example. It needs to be cut out and it needs to be adhered to a square. Or you could already put that in your, you can make Oi. What are we doing? So this is why you have to edit videos. It just doesn't always go right. See, or you can use that as a mask already. Right, in the way, I got the wrong one. Because that's part of, so I want that one, not that one. Dear oh dear, that one. Okay, so that's a mask, an oval mask. It's just a matter of slicing an oval out of a square to give you the size. So size your square up. See, it's 4 by 6, and then I place it in the middle of where I want it on my card, or whatever size your cards are. 4 by 5, 5 by 5. Just make a mask to fit that size of the card. And then you can, oops, resize that as long as this guy is touching the sides, and then weld. Okay, so you've now got a mask, right? So there's a mask, so you put that over your card. But I'd prefer to do, though, is keep it separate and cut it out of a square, because I use them as a silhouette stamp, as I said earlier. But if you wanted to do it like that, you could. Stop at that. Alright, so I've pretty much sized all these. So what you do is you just grab a shape. I always just grab a square. It's just easy to work with when you are using it on your surface. And because you're using some sort of blending tool, just make sure you've got a border around the background. So put your square up, send it behind, so it always comes to the front, and make a square. Right, so around the edges, you know, when you swirl your brush and then go on to the paper, so you're leaving yourself enough room to do that. So you've only got 2 images here, so you can only slice 2 images at a time, so nice and easy, and then go slice. So quickly I just pull that out of the way. And now if you want to keep the image, just get rid of one of those. Alright, so we're going to hide, that's why I've got so many over this side. And there's your stencil. Do not mirror it, just put it your image when you go to make it. Oh, that's going to come up with all of them, sorry. When I do that, see all of them I got because they're not finished. Let's go back to canvas. Because everything's black and I want it to stand out, I'll put it in a different color, and it doesn't matter what color it is. So then you will go to make it, and then you will find it much easier. So you can prepare yourself a piece of mylar, say about 5 by 5. Okay, go to make it. Now on my Explore, I simply put it on the cardstock dial and it cuts it perfectly. I use about 5 mil mylar, but that also cuts perfectly on the X-ray. So if you know what your X-ray looks like and how it feels, that's about 5 mil of mylar. So nice and quick. Hopefully that helps. So obviously if you're going to group on a bigger piece of mylar, I should say. Just going to hide that. All you need to do is just about getting the shape. Get your square. Now I wouldn't put all these on the one. Get your square. So let's make the square about a 6 by 6 so we can gauge how many, or even 3 by 6. You can make it like tall and skinny. All right, let's have nice long ones to have a couple of those. And let's make that a nice colour so you can see it a bit better. Just going to get rid of that one at the moment. All right, and then put that to the back. That's easier sending that to the back than it is these. Now these are the size that I want, so clearly I'm not going to fit a great deal on there, but let's maybe keep all the flowers, making sure you've got room around them so your blending tool doesn't go into the other one. Okay, I like that. I'm just going to move this out of the way, which is easier. Select all those and I'm going to weld them. That makes them one image rather than group them. If you group them, you won't be able to slice them, but if you weld them, you will. Okay, just make another copy of this yellow one because we're going to keep them all the same size and work with the other ones. Select that and slice, and there is your stencil. Take it on to your physical card. I would keep these and maybe colour them in as you've kept them, just to keep them away. So that's that one. We don't need that, and there is your stencil. So you'll be ready to do number 2. Again, send it to the back, which I always forget to do, so it's just a step that it's there. 1, 2, these trees have been done so they can go out. Alright, we need something tall and skinny. What about that one? Yep. I mean, we could possibly even fit another one on there. Maybe keep that in with the theme. So I'm going to just move that over there. Weld. Bring that back over. Select them both and slice. And that's it, guys. So it's just a matter of discovering what images you can bring in from the internet, or even just with using so if you've got Access, utilize Access. I wasn't utilizing Access and I found quite a few images that I could turn into silhouettes for the use of stamping. I have to find them fairly good image because you may want to do one that's got, if you duplicate it like I showed you with the rabbit, and just start with different sizes. You benefit having the different sizes big time, because you can lay them in front or behind or on a hill. Yeah, you'll start getting used to what it is that you need to do. Alright, now there are a couple of things that I need to point out when it comes to making stencils. And of course, with my making tutorials, thinking that I'm going to make them nice and quick, well, you can think again, it's absolutely like housework. You know, when you do one job, it creates another job, it creates another job. All right. Well, in Design Space, well, not so much Design Space, but for images and stencils, you've got to understand the concept. So I'm just going to show you that this would be the square that you'd cut out your image in. I'm going to set that behind, so go arrange and send to back. Alright, so this would be what would cut out. Just bring that all down again. I had something worked out there to show you, but so what I need to explain to you here, and this is very important, I'm going to bring up a text like the letter P. Alright, so we all know that when we do our alphabet, our letters, and they have an innard, I call them an innard. Alright, what will happen is if you were going to cut that on a stencil, your P would cut out, but that would cut out as well, and there's nothing holding it to the mylar. Let's call this black square, that's your mylar, okay? So this blue flower will cut out of that mylar. I'll slice it out, and I like the word slice because it reminds me of a cookie cutter. But if you look, let's put a shape behind, or actually let's just put it onto there and change the colour for now. Change the colour, it's the same colour as that, alright? I'm not going to use this, so that's okay. If we cut out that P and go shift and hold the square and go slice, because we're slicing 2 images at a time. Alright, we come up here, well, we won't go up there for now, but you can, but I don't want to get rid of the square. What I want to do is show you, so that's the original, so it's on the foremost top, and this is the bit that got sliced out, and that's what's left. But what will happen here is when you go to cut that, all you'll get is, I'll show you, I'll go to contour. I'm going to hide that because that's going to be cut out. So what you will be left with is this. What you need to do is you need to, very easy with letters and shapes in Design Space or any other program, so just unlock that, make it really, really skinny, and let's turn that around. I'm going to rotate that, and to make sure it's nice and straight with the rotate, I just press 90, and I'm going to put that there and then just drag that down, select both of those and slice. I'm just going to grab that one, and what that does, let's grab this, right? It's connecting, if you can see that black, that's your mylar, and it's connecting through to the other side, whereas this one had nowhere to connect onto. So part of the image that you're cutting out needs to, it's like a river flowing through. If that river's got nowhere to go, it's going to be cut off. So anything you see, you need it to flow through so it connects to that mylar. Alright, so having shown you that, I'll just go back a few steps, and I want to get another square to put behind this. Now I'm going to show you that same concept with this flower. Now I cut this out without thinking about it, and I know the concept myself. I have been making stencils for years. But trying to get the video out to you guys, just not thinking, but I cut it twice thinking it was my blade. But it wasn't my blade. What it was is, I'm going to go control and scroll my mouse. I've done a couple, but see these bits? You got this, this. Now it's like the P, it's going to cut out, and it's got nothing to grab onto that piece. This piece is going to cut out. So you've got 3 pieces here that will cut out and won't help show you the shape of the leaves. So you've got some there, so this one, this one, this one, this one. So in a normal program, say like Shortcuts a Lot 5, we would use the nodes and fix this up rather easily, but we're in Design Space, so there is a way to do this. Now this little bloke here is unnecessary, I just realised. I don't know why I had him here, but you can see I've done a bit there, which is a bit jaggery, but we could leave that because it's like a thorn. So this one needs fixing, right? Even though there's a break there, there isn't a break here. So let's concentrate on this one. And you'd have to do this before you cut it out of the blue bit. Sorry, the mylar, because it just doesn't work. So I'm just going to scroll out of that for a bit more. I'm just going to do a couple of different shapes. Right, need a couple of squares. Unlock that. Alright. Try not to move that. I'm going to move that back. Every time you slice this, it goes to the back. So, and trying to find the right one in this program is a nightmare sometimes. So I don't know where that is. Really? No, it doesn't want to know me. Oh, good on Dissolve. Alright, don't worry about it. Okay. So let's go around and see what isn't connected. So these are all connected. So that's open. Open, open. That's open. This isn't. So you could probably alright, we're going to have to do something with that. Like I said, if we had another program it would be a lot easier, and this is where Design Space needs to get ahead. Let us be able to design. So what were we doing? This bit down here has 3 parts that are trapped and needs to flow through onto the outside of the mylar. See that? So I'm going to do something with this leaf here and here. Basically I'm going to get rid of that leaf. So it can be quite time consuming, and you will have time to do this. But all you need to do is grab a shape and try and put that shape right against, let me zoom in for you, so right against that stem. Okay, you can go to outline, have a look and see what it's doing. Or you can make that a little bit bigger. Just goes funny. Just make that straighter. We'll fix up that bit on the other side. Before I do that, I'll make a copy. So I'm going to duplicate that so I can put it over here again. So I'm just going to select that one, hit your shift key and hit the main flower and go slice. the top. Just going to get rid of that, delete. So I'm using my right. So now you can see the miler has let that river past and escape the water into the rest of the miler. All right, so this is what you have to worry about. So arrange that to the back again. Now we're going to do that second part, and forgive me for it taking so long here. I'm just going to leave it at that. Select both of those. Oops. Select that. Shift key and then the main flower and slice. And I didn't need to slice that second part, but we're just tidying this all up. So up to the top and delete, delete, delete. Go on, delete. All right. Now what about this bit here, you might say? Flower. And if you want to be a lot more pedantic, okay, just zoom in, control and zoom in, and go and fix these bits and shape them a lot better. All right, those bits, just go in and shape them. We can't use nodes, so I can't do it that way. So that bit's fixed. Now I have to fix that bit and so on and so forth. So without it being too long, that's what you need to do with making your stencils.